Hi friend, I'm Dani Walker, and on today's episode, I'm going to share with you all of the equipment that I use to create my YouTube videos. Make sure that you stick around till the end because I'm going to share with you an extra bonus that I use to plan my social media content. This is literally everything that I use, from the point of thinking about an episode that I want to shoot to editing it and getting it to you. Currently, I am shooting on the Canon Rebel T6i. The main reason I use this camera, and one of the really great features about it, is that it has a front-facing screen. So this allows me to look at myself and see what's in frame. And this is important because I shoot my own episodes. I don't have a team right now, or yet, shall I say. And it's important that I make sure that I'm not blurry and that I'm actually in the shot. And this is a really, really great tool for that. The other thing that I liked about it is that this camera does not overheat, and that's an issue that I had with the last camera that I was using, which was the Sony A5100. I really liked that camera. I liked that it had a sort of blurring effect to the skin, and everything looked really, really beautiful on it. It was easy to travel with. You could swap out the lens. I loved that camera, but I wanted something that wasn't going to have that overheating issue, and this is the one that I ended up purchasing. By the way, I will be linking all of these products in the description if you want to try them for yourself. If you don't have the budget right now to shoot on a camera, you can still use your iPhone. When I started my channel, I was shooting on an iPhone 6, maybe. It could have been even older than that, I don't know. You can look back at my other episodes. Of course, the quality was not as great as the episodes that I have now because I was using the front-facing camera, which has a lower resolution than the back-facing camera. I had no idea what I was doing, but it didn't matter. I was still able to get my content out to an audience to start building that audience, and then later I worked on improving. So please don't let not having the exact equipment that you want or aspire to have stop you from creating content. Just get started. If you don't have access to artificial lighting or studio lights, you can always use natural light. That's what I'm shooting with right now. But sometimes you have to shoot your episodes at night when you don't have access to that. What I have been using are softbox lights. You can get a set of these on Amazon. They're not incredibly expensive, and they've worked really well for my episodes. A tripod is essential because you want something to hold up your camera. The tripod that I use primarily is a travel tripod, and this one is really great if you are going to be vlogging or if you happen to travel like I do and you want to have a mobile setup. This one is very, very lightweight. It's made of aluminum, so the downside is that it is not as durable. But usually my travel tripods will last me more than a year, so I get a lot of really great use out of them, and they really help to lighten the weight of my suitcase or my backpack, and that's why I love it. But if you are going to be working in a situation where you're always going to be shooting in the same studio, then I would recommend choosing a tripod that is a lot more heavy duty, that it's going to last you for a lot longer, and that's just going to be able to be reliable for you. After I shoot everything, I upload it to my MacBook Air. The reason that I chose to use a MacBook is because it has products like Final Cut Pro, which I prefer to use. In the past, I was using iMovie to edit my videos, which was great, but Final Cut Pro just has more capabilities. Now, you still can edit your videos on a PC, but for me, one of the draws of having the MacBook was that it was lightweight and it does really well with Final Cut Pro. So that's just what I like to use. There's a lot of other editing softwares out there, and really I think it comes down to preference. Test them out, figure out which one is going to be best for you. Now, after you have already edited your video, you want to make sure that the most people are able to see it. There's no point of creating the content, right, if nobody's going to see it. So one of the great tools that I use is VidIQ. And VidIQ, essentially, it's a monthly subscription, and it connects to your YouTube channel. It's going to give you analytics and insights that YouTube does not provide to you on your dashboard. So this is important if you want to make sure that your videos are going to have the widest reach, which is really what everybody wants, right? Now, after you have done all of these steps and your video is optimized so it could potentially reach the most viewers, you can still do something to expand that reach even more, and that is share about it. And this is something that a lot of creators forget about. Whenever you create content, share about it with your following on social media. No matter how small that following is, it will help to grow your channel and expose your channel to people who might not even know that you have one. The last tool that I'll talk about today is Convertkit, and this is essential. I am obsessed with it. It took me a while to finally decide to sign up for this subscription, but I'm so glad that I did, because a lot of viewers on YouTube might not be active on their YouTube account, and that could be one of the reasons that they don't hit the subscribe button or they don't hit the notifications. But you could be producing content that's incredibly valuable to them, that they really want to see, but they kind of just don't know that they want to see it yet. But if they knew about it, they would 100% click on it. So the reason that I have Convertkit is so that I can always reach my audience no matter what. I don't have to rely on notifications. I don't have to rely on them subscribing to me or following me on Instagram, although those are great ways to reach your audience. Convertkit is really that next step, and I think it's a very important one if you're a creator who is serious about monetizing their channel. And that's why I love Convertkit so much, is it just gives me this access to my viewers, and it's great because they track everything as well. So whenever I'm sending out new episodes to my followers who might not even be subscribed to me, I can see who's clicking those episodes, which episodes are doing really well, and it helps me to get actual feedback from them, because I can ask them, do you want to see more episodes like this on my channel? So it's a really valuable tool, and if you guys want to try it out, then I'm clicking a link in the description below so that you can test that out. I did the exact same thing when I got Convertkit. I tried it for a month, loved it, and then I was like, wow, I need to sign up for this. This is an amazing service. So it's one of my favorite things ever, and it's a really important part of the success of my channel. As a bonus, because you stuck around till the end, and I really appreciate that, I'm sharing with you my content planning checklist, and this is what I use to plan out my content online. It's a really important part of the prep process, because honestly, the thing that determines the success of your episodes is how well you plan for it. So be sure to always do your homework, do your research before you hit that record button. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and that you learned lots of new things. If you guys have any other comments about my gear and what I use to film, or any other tips or requests for new episodes, then just leave those down in the comment section below. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and that you'll tune in for lots more and choose to subscribe and hit the notifications.